Prayers up. Let's hope this works.
Bird up.
Let's go. It is now try 2 on the Midnight Snack 2, and I have brought back my pal Fenti Fried Chicken, Joe Fenti. We got about 10 minutes into the first try, and my garage band kept going. Bwah!
We got all the jitters out, though, so that was good.
We did. We were so nervous to hang out. But basically, Joe's episode came out today, and we wanted to catch up over his first stand-up show. I actually ran into him at another show, so that was fun. We did not plan that. And that was a fun show, too. So
yeah, that was a good time.
Hopefully everything can work here for Midnight Snack, recording-wise as well as video game-wise. We're playing some Mario Kart. Mario
Kart Switch. Got to make sure people know that as opposed to Double Dash or 64.
That's true. We have a lot of video games over here, but we are doing the Switch version. I myself, Baby Rosalina is my go-to. Who'd you go with?
Waluigi.
I was going All right. So basically, Midnight Snack, we got buffalo chicken dip that I made. We got Joe's beloved snack from childhood I asked him to bring, which was sweet mesquite barbecue Cape Cod chips. How great are those? And if I sound a little annoyed, it's because I already talked about this stuff for like 10 minutes. So
yeah, the short run. Sweet mesquite barbecue chips are the best chips.
Yes.
Cape Cod chips in general are the best chips. But
Joe
if you
does
had
not
to pick one, you're picking mesquite barbecue.
Joe can't do salt and vinegar chips because he does not like vinegar.
Vinegar's so gross. It smells just so pungent and awful. Like even vinaigrette salad dressings.
Yeah. So we covered some food stuff there. There's the highlights, but the main thread we were getting into was basically just kids and friendship as adults, and the differences and the similarities between making friends as a child or an adult, where it's a lot of, like when you move to a new city, Joe was saying, and, you don't know anybody. It's like, oh, I got to be friends with my coworkers because these are the people that are near me. And it's the same thing as a kid. Like my best friend from kindergarten to 6th grade, I got on the bus after kindergarten and we just locked eyes. I forget who said it, but one of us was like, do you want to be my best friend? And the other one was like, yeah, absolutely.
That's so pure.
Exactly. But it's the same thing as, it's just like, you're near me. I'm going to be nice to you.
Let's just be friends. I even did that to a kid in 7th grade. We sat next to each other in homeroom. I was like, you want to just be pals? He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
and it worked.
It works. Dudes being dudes. And that, you can't really do that as an adult. You can't just walk up to somebody and be like, be my friend.
They will be so off-put.
Right. But is that not that's kind of what I did with you. I hit you up on Instagram and was like, do you want to do this podcast? And
there was like an agenda. Well, why this all came up in the first place was adults don't just have play dates. They need agendas. They need things to do.
Right. And I'm trying to recapture that play date vibe of just like, let's hang out and just like catch up and do something. Like, I'll make you a meal from child. So that, the episodes have angles for sure. But as far as Midnight Snack, this one will have an angle in terms of like, hey, how'd that first show go? That wasn't that other show we did fucking crazy. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of just want to hang out and play Mario Kart with you too.
That's what this is.
That's literally what this is. And we also touched upon how it was a lot easier to be liked as a child because you could just withstand sour stuff and run fast, and everyone was like, that's our king. He is our ruler.
Yeah, at lunchtime, kids would just eat disgusting stuff, like put ketchup and mustard on stuff that shouldn't have ketchup and mustard, and then that was it.
Oh, God. I feel like I'm in middle school again.
3 sprays was too much, man. Why'd you start so strong?
Because it's a play date. I have to impress you. Oh, my buddy, like...
Mom, pick me up. He only did 2 sprays of the sour spray. I don't want to be here anymore. This kid's a loser.
My buddy one time got, the wasabi that comes in sushi?
Yeah.
We'd all gotten some for lunch, and he took the wasabi from everyone's sushi tray, rolled it into basically like a tennis ball sized bowl of wasabi, and just popped the whole thing in his mouth. And yeah, of course he got sick immediately, but the rest of the group of friends was like, "Oh, that was pretty cool that he could do that. He ate all of that wasabi."
That's all it takes.
So you just have to be willing to put your stomach on the line, and that's how you have friends as a kid. You can't really do that anymore as an adult. Be like, "Watch me eat these really spicy wings." Like, no, that's because now we know what happens.
Yeah, we're like, don't do that. We know you're just going to be uncomfortable.
Exactly. No one's going to be impressed, buddy.
Yeah.
You're going to ruin the night for everyone.
You're a burden now.
So that was, a week ago or whatever when we first cut. That was 9/24. We did that episode. You did the show that night.
Yeah.
It's now only like a week later. And how do you think it went?
It went great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went great. I packed the house with like 20 of my friends.
Nice.
And
how was the room otherwise?
It sold out, so
Nice.
I don't know, maybe 100 people can fit in
Yeah,
Hideout.
sold out's like 100, 120, I think.
Yeah, so it was a packed house. I did like 6 minutes.
Nice.
And in doing 6 minutes, it's just joke.
Yeah.
Joke. And, people were laughing at everything. There wasn't really a dead spot.
Nice.
I definitely found some areas where just coming up with stuff on the spot of like transitions to get from one joke to the other. So
just like natural flow of conversation. Like,
yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, man.
And it's just doing a little, not crowd work, but responding to the crowd. Because a lot of my stuff got some like oohs. Because,
sure. Then they yelled TikTok right when you got on stage, right? Some people did.
Not at that show. At It's a Date they did.
Oh yes,
which was insane because they're like, I'll get to that.
Right.
Like, let me talk. I'll cover that.
So yes, the show that Joe did and was talking about that night, that was just a straight up stand up show, taking a little toe dip into this world. And you got another show October
9th, yeah.
October 9th.
Craft Guild. We're very excited.
Come on out to that October 9th. You watch Fenti Fried Chicken do stand up as Joe Fenti. But we ran into each other at the show called It's a Date, which was not strictly stand up, which Joe was a part of, Looking for Love. Now, hold up though. The episode came out today.
Yeah. Or like some bits of it. I don't think any of mine has been released.
Oh, I meant like the dinner at your place one.
Yours came out today. Yeah.
Has Kiki texted you?
No, I meant to text her and say, because there's no way she would have seen it.
She wouldn't see. Well, I mean, you posted on your story. Does she follow you?
I don't think she follows Fenty. She definitely follows Joe.
Got it. Okay. Joe.
People
XYZ.
Yeah, Joe last name.
Joe's secret agent man.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, we don't reveal it now, of course, but also I've hung out with you multiple times. I've made you meals. You've been in my apartment. I still don't know your last name.
Hey, it's gonna stay that way.
He is that low key about it.
I mean, my friends in college, I remember us saying this. We were like maybe month 3 of freshman year, and we're all friends hanging out. And one kid looks up, he goes, "I don't know if any of you have siblings."
That's exactly it too, where it goes back to that, like, who's near us, let me just latch on to you, and then you just resume life without going over some basic stuff, such as, do you have siblings?
You're like, we're friends, we don't need to know anything else about each other.
Exactly. We get along, we live on the same hall.
Yeah.
Dude, college friends are interesting people. I know you want to keep it clean. Can I tell a...
Yeah, you can tell stories, man.
Okay, so there were these kids. I lived on the 3rd floor of a dorm, and then these other dudes lived on the 4th floor. Okay, so it was 2 in a dorm, classic setup that way, where if you go up to the 4th floor, these 3 gentlemen, there were 2 lofted beds in there. I'm
intrigued.
One person would just be hanging out, playing video games or whatever. The other would be sitting underneath the lofted bed with the stopwatch app on their phone open. And the third friend would be on the top bunk masturbating.
What? Why?
because the game was to see who could finish the quickest.
What? Just in like a triple dorm room?
Yeah, no, like in a double dorm, like two of the dudes were roommates, and one of the other guys was like, "Yes, these are the people that I want to spend my time with." So yeah, they would time themselves, and I was, this was like a month in. This was not like a year. Like we did not get to know each other very well. This was like a very.
You don't say.
This was like a very quick into college of like, hey, we should be doing this, guys. That's fun. So I remember one day I was hanging out there, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna play." I think they called it the timing game or something.
They had a name for it.
Yeah, man.
That's how often it happened.
Yeah, man. Oh no, this was like a thing they did. Yeah, man. So they were like, "Oh, we're gonna play the timing." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go back to my room," and they made fun of me as if I was the weird one for not wanting to hang out with them at that moment in time. They were like, "What are you doing? You've never played, Danny. Like, why don't you even hang out with us when we do that?" I was like, "Because this is so fucking crazy."
That's insane.
So yeah, again, you just latch onto the people that are near you, and then you get to know them, and you're like, "I don't think these are my friends."
I can't believe those three dudes found each other. That they're like, wow, finally someone who wants to play the timing game.
Yeah, imagine one of them pitches it, and they're like, "Oh, you know this game too?"
Yeah. We called it click clock cock time or whatever the fuck.
Click clock cock talk. Yeah, dude. That's and those people are just out there, and like I'm really curious if they're still friends.
I mean, I don't want to know.
Because I mean they're bonded for life.
Yeah, I don't think you come out of that game the same person.
That's a war story. I mean, geez, yeah. So that's one of those weird stories of friendship, and much less wholesome than a kindergartner walking up to another being like, "Hi, do you want to be my best friend?"
Dude.
Catholic school, baby.
Yeah, that's where you'll get it.
A lot of weird stuff.
That's where you'll get it.
BC, I'm sure that there was some.
But we were technically we were Jesuit.
It's college.
We were
Everyone
technically
explores.
Jesuit, but we were as Catholic as you wanted to make it.
Yeah.
I guess like I didn't go to any of the masses or whatever, and a lot of my friends didn't. But there were like some pockets of like Irish Catholic kids who did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, BC's huge. I know that there was, and it was very. Is BC? Would you say is overall like a liberal school? Like, what's the?
It's so hard to tell.
Really?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really feel like there's a defining like political agenda there.
Yeah. I think at a smaller school, it's easier to see this, like the general sway and what people. Also, St. Michael's was very forward thinking. There was a lot of like.
I think the student body
new
was
wave
generally
classes,
a little more,
so to speak, and like the teachers were super on board. It was also Vermont, it was a bunch of liberal hippies and stuff. But there was I remember at some point there was an issue with someone's. They did like an internship at Planned Parenthood or something, and the school ended up not allowing it.
Oh,
to count towards credit, which
that's a stance.
Yeah, exactly. It was a huge deal. It was very rightfully so to get up in arms over. I just remember this one poor kid though who was like very okay with his stance as a young Republican male who was getting ripped on.
That's usually how it goes.
Destroyed for like he also thought it was not cool. He just was people just knew his stance. And I remember talking to him about it one time and being like, "Hey man, like this sucks. I'm sorry. Like, this is crazy. Like you should be allowed to have your beliefs." And he was like, "I mean, it is a Catholic school. Like I did come here for Catholic beliefs, and that is pro-life is a Catholic belief, and I don't think it's right that the school isn't
acknowledging an internship.
But at the same time, I guess I do kind of see it." And I was like, "Okay, that's your stance. You're fucking wrong, you loser." But no one has the right to see you walking across campus and be like, "Boo."
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely as religious as you wanted to make it, but the social stuff was certainly more in your face in St. Mike's in Vermont. Because again, that was kind of the school. It was like a hippie area, it's a hippie school.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hideout show was great.
Yes.
It's a Date was wild.
Dude, I didn't. So when Jaylene pitched the show to me, I didn't really understand the whole vibe of it.
I was going to say, I didn't understand it either, and I was working it. So how did she pitch it to you?
She sent me a clip saying, you're going to go on stage and like have a first date with someone. And I wasn't sure if the date was going to be like legitimate, if it was more like an improv type show.
What in your mind do you see as a legitimate stage date?
I don't know. Okay. Like, I really don't know. It felt like I was more doing a bit, which was what I intended it to be. But like I got up there and I mean, you watched it, but I was just getting eviscerated by the crowd from the second I walked on. Thank God I can hold my own, but
dude, you did. I mean, you were killing up there. People did like you, which I also thought they were firing shots because they wanted to see what you had to say.
I have to hope it's that. They're like, all right, let's see what this like blonde, fratty looking dude is going to say.
You got up there and someone shouted TikTok immediately. And
multiple people did. It wasn't just one person.
Oh, really? Oh, I just heard the one drunk guy that was like, TikTok.
No, there was like 5 or 6 people yelling it.
Of course.
And it's like, look, I'll get there. Like, I haven't even introduced myself yet. I will cover that.
Yeah, which we had literally just talked about. So when that happened, I was in the back like, he hates this. So
yeah,
they're screaming TikTok. You're up there with what was
Jillian?
That was it. Yes, her name was. It was a lovely person who was up there, and the concept of the show is you're on that date, and then there's two. You get a little sign when you walk in. I handed out to all these people, and people would be like, "What are these for?" And I was like, "I don't know. I will find out together." So, what they were for is there was a yellow side and a pink side. The yellow side was you have a question for the crowd, or for the contestants on the stage. And then the pink side was you want to swap out a contestant on the stage and go on the date. So.
Which I think was the coolest part of the show.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool layer to bringing the crowd in. I mean, this was a packed out house, too. There's like 120 people there again. This is another sold out Hideout. So the energy was palpable, and everyone's firing these shots at Joe, barely letting him get a word in, but the words he does get in are perfect rebuttals. People are laughing. And there's one moment where a person in the crowd says, "Why did your last relationship end?" And Joe, are you comfortable saying your answer here?
Yeah, sure.
Here was the situation. Joe says a lovely answer.
Yeah, we had different life goals, and I said it in a more long, in a long verbose way. And then a girl has a question immediately after, which I have to imagine she had locked and loaded. Didn't expect me to like kind of open up to the answer of why my relationship didn't work out. And she just goes, "Has your forehead always been that big?" Like, what?
Oh my God. I couldn't. I told you this. I texted you this. I turned around to her and I was like, "Girl, that was bad timing." Because the people, after you said that lovely thing that you said, the crowd audibly awed.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, he had like feelings."
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
People were so on your side. And then this girl just shouted out the comment about your forehead.
Which also, I don't think I have like a notably big forehead.
You don't?
I would say it's on like the bigger side, but not one where it would get into any character description.
I don't think it's a crazy, it's a forehead. It's funny that this person tried to make that joke because they had a big forehead. It was a little bit of projection, I think.
But it felt very middle school flirt-esque because
felt very middle. Oh yeah.
I mean, I had I clapped back. I was like, well, it's clearly not as big as your ego.
Yeah, that was and that could applause break. That was great.
And then 2 minutes later, she raises the pink side and wants to switch. I'm like, excuse me? You wanted to? This was your roundabout way of going on the date with me?
Yup. It was very. I'm gonna pull this person's hair, I'm gonna tease them, and then run away at recess or whatever.
But then she got up there, and I was already like, I was on defense mode. Like, okay, you're chirping me about my forehead. I'm ready. Like, maybe you want to get closer to the action to fire some quicker shots.
Oh, that would have been crazy if she was like, you know what, pink side, I'm gonna fucking take this bitch on. Give me the microphone.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Let's 8 Mile this shit.
Yeah, I really thought I was gonna have to like rap battle for my life. She gets up there and she goes, "Do you wash your hands?" And I like,
oh, that's right.
like,
Yeah.
what? I mean, yeah, like what? And then she like kisses my hand.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, she smooched my hand.
Interesting.
So I guess that was her saying, "Oh, like I apologize. That was rude of me to have said you have a big forehead."
Well, how 1800s? Let me kiss thy hand.
Oh, I said like after she did, I was like, "Ooh, court me, swoon," because that's what it felt like. It was a little damsel.
So that was a fun date that happened. You and her. There was. I mean, this was the kind of show where people were there to have fun. Like I said, the energy was palpable. And if you're a male comic in Boston, just a male even, you should probably go to Jaylene Tran's show, It's a Date.
I recommend it for everyone. It was just such a fun time.
Sure. You're absolutely correct. I was coming at this from a stereotypical straight male mindset because as I worked the door and was checking people in and, you know,
Oh, yeah. It was like 80% girls.
it was 80-20 girls to guys, and the women were all beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
I could not believe it. Everyone that was at that show was an attractive person, man or female.
Yeah.
Everyone was good looking, and then I was just looking around being like, these guys, where are the dudes? Comics, we know about shows.
Yeah.
Like, go, as I said, take a shower, put on a nice shirt, come out to the hideout. It's worth it.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Well, also then they do have to open their mouths and talk, and that,
Yeah.
that's probably not going to go great.
That's usually where guys fall into the trap of, oh, I'm not good at this anymore.
And then, oh God, was I ever good at this? Dude, that guy who got on stage was...
Oh, so for everyone listening, I thought I was doing a great job bantering and answering the crowd's questions. You know, we were having a good time, and some dude shows his swap card, swaps me out, and when asked from someone in the crowd, they said, "Hey, why did you swap out with Joe?" I assumed that was going to be his layup to say like, "Oh, I thought Forehead Girl was pretty" or whatever. And he goes, "Oh, it was just getting kind of boring." Like, excuse me, dude?
Yeah, that was... He really tried hard.
He tried to like alpha me off the stage, but I was... No one was like taking it.
No one went with that energy. I was, again, I was so my goal, I guess, was, I worked it with a friend, Candace, lovely friend, very funny. And there's 2 wireless mics that get brought around to the audience members so they can ask their questions and be heard. So I was running around with the mic, and pretty early in the show, I just had a genuine question for one of the people on the stage that was kind of a joke question, but it was also real. And I was like, "Jaylene, I'm not going to do this all night. Sorry, but I just have a question." I asked it, and it was funny, and I was like, "Well, turns out I'm going to do this all night." That's so I just kind of became her little sidekick and had a fucking dope time just hanging out, riffing off of people's ridiculous dating questions, ridiculous stories. Like, that was a really cool show that it wasn't just
It's a very cool concept.
Yeah, it's like a singles night with comedy, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very interesting, but again, the energy was wildly palpable. Don't go if you're a prude. Someone that's
4
minutes into the show it was literally like, "Hi, this is our first date of the evening. This is this person. This is that person." And the girl asked the guy, she's like, "Would you rather be choked or spanked?" It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
we are not nearly drunk enough for this.
But that was a fun question because he misinterpreted it.
He did, yes.
It was like, would you
seemed-
rather be doing the slapping or spanking or
Right.
receiving it?
Yes.
As opposed to her saying, would you prefer act A or B?
Yes,
Done
that's
onto
true.
you?
Yes, and then he definitely got a little flustered. It was like,
Yeah.
and then he answered the question incorrectly, and that's when I think that broke a little bit of the not tension, but just like, oh, this is gonna be a fun night.
Yeah.
It was, oh man, that was
Because also, as Jaylene was explaining to me, it's a very new show. She's still figuring out what she wants to do with it, how she wants it to look,
interesting.
kind of get the vibe of it still.
Interesting. Okay, I thought. I mean, that vibe and format seemed pretty tried and true.
Mm-hmm.
That was, whew. I don't often get drunk. I got drunk that night.
Attaboy.
I was hurting the next day. So you're doing you got another show coming up.
Yes.
You're gonna hit some mics and stuff. Are you like full on stand up now too, or are you still
I mean, as much as I can.
He's addicted.
Yeah, as much as I can. It was so much fun. I was talking to Caitlin after It's a Date, and she said, "Hey, just like give me your availability for the next couple months. Let's get you back up to Hideout."
Hell
yes.
yes.
More.
You got the bug, man.
Yeah, it's just incredible, and I don't know. A lot of the response, like I had some of my cousins there in the stage or in the audience when I did my stand up, and she just said I looked so comfortable, even though I like could feel my heart almost exploding through my chest, but I didn't show it, which was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, dude, that's.
And then afterward, oh my god, I was like, that get me back up there. Like I want to keep playing.
Yeah, I want to keep. Yeah, you just want that rush. It's you can just feel it in your whole body. It's
so good.
It's such a cool feeling. And then you're gonna start doing open mics and be like, oh yeah, no, this does kind of this.
Oh,
this
I've
part's
done
hard.
I've done open mics.
It's true,
before.
you have,
Don't get
yes.
me wrong. Because that was some of the thing. As I was talking to comics after the show, they were a lot of them were under the impression that I was just like only a TikTok person, and I'm like just like giving this a shot.
Right.
Granted, I'm newer to stand up, but I have done open mics. I have
you have
practiced
a foundation, some
Yeah.
groundwork.
So I don't think I'm just a TikTok person or
No.
just like an Instagram person. So
No.
it's weird to have to.
No,
be
dude,
like,
you have
like I do this.
You're not. You have a YouTube also.
Yeah, that's where I just upload the same garbage from TikTok and Instagram.
Hey, that cross platform content is important nowadays, though.
Yeah, I mean, and now that all these apps are changing their pay structure, it's really a fight for attention and where you're going to pay creators.
I mean, we don't have to get too into this, but just out of curiosity, I know you do ads and stuff, so clearly you get some dough from Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. But is it like you don't have to like do specific brand stuff and like write jokes for that, right?
What do you mean?
I guess like let's say
Like I had, for example, I got hired by McDonald's to do 2 ads. And one of them was go to McDonald's and just like work there for an hour.
okay.
And basically the like value statement was show why it's like fun and
Got it.
exciting to work at
Okay.
McDonald's because there's openings.
Yeah.
So highlight that.
Okay. So where I was going was more like, let's say you were doing, again, hired by McDonald's, but they were like, hey, just do a normal sketch, from like Fenti Fried Chicken's voice, but like make it about McDonald's. Like make McDonald's like fun and cool, like in the punchline or something.
Those
like,
do exist, and there are ones that do that.
right.
Like we'll be publishing one for FlexCar later this week.
Okay.
So it was find a way to incorporate FlexCar into a sketch, a skit, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they really are just like,
You do it.
yeah. And then you're like, what am I, a monkey? And then you see that cash and you're like, okay, maybe I am a monkey.
But now I say yes to things where I can think of skits or videos that actually make sense, that aren't like, okay, he's just clearly grabbing at money.
Right,
It's like, all right,
yeah.
he had an idea.
Right. Yeah. And in a much less impressive thing, I got hit up to run a weekly bingo night.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, I don't like bingo. I think the host should like the game, as if I had like principles.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like, I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, I will say yes to any brand. I mean, not any brand. Like, if it's a stupid NFT project, no thank you. But if it's like a consumer product or good where people can make their own judgment on whether they want to partake in X thing, I'm like, sure.
Did you get hit up to make your profile picture a monkey?
Someone was trying to advertise their, like, NFT collection, and no. Like, I don't want to do that. What am I even going to say? It's the future, man. And this NFT of a monkey on a skateboard, man, you need this. The sketch would just be me making fun of the NFT
exactly.
project.
Yeah, and then
it's like, if any of this sounded good to you, you can buy it.
If you want to throw away all your money.
Yeah, if you want to gamble on someone. Basically, NFTs are like, do I think someone's dumber than me?
It's a more fancy pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's like, do I think someone's going to buy this after I do?
Yeah, that was a weird... I mean
that was the whole Dogecoin craze.
Yeah.
Was someone going to buy this after me?
Yeah, or just like, will this joke meme thing truly blow up?
Yeah, because we had seen it with GameStop be done.
Yeah.
Which was insane in of itself.
I will still occasionally check the like prices on that just for fun.
It's down to like $20 now.
Yeah, it's not, because my day job is also in corporate America I'm learning an investment advisor, trying to get registered and tell people what to do with their money, which is hilarious.
Put it all in wheat futures. Big bread, man. Big bread.
So I will just occasionally see online people still being like, the stock is it's gonna blow up, it's gonna happen still, and then you go check the price and it's like $20 or whatever. You're like, oh no, these people lost so much money, and that's why they're still hawking this.
Yeah, they're trying to get people to buy into the gravy train so they can like
so
recoup
they can
some
get
of their
out.
loss.
Yeah,
because someone bought it when it was like 360.
Oh, dude, yeah,
like, someone had to have.
Yeah, there's so many of those stories. Unfortunately, you could just go on any subreddit and see that you are actually competent with your money. There are people out there that are, worse with their dollar bills than you are. So not you personally. I'm speaking now to the
general audience.
To the general audience of like, hey, did you not buy GameStop stock and spend money on a monkey riding a skateboard like Joe said? Good job. That's my financial advice from somebody who's almost a financial advisor.
It's just people were trying to explain NFTs to me. I'm like, I don't
fucking get it.
I don't get why you would want this.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. You can't hold it, right?
But you can't do anything. I get basically they're like selling tickets to an event that hasn't been created yet.
Yeah.
They're like, look, this is what it could do. This is what it could be.
It's Fire Festival.
Yeah, basically.
Yikes.
That's what NFTs are.
Did you go on a date with anyone from It's a Date yet?
So Jillian and I, we exchanged phone numbers, but now we're just like talking about like comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like a...
And that was not the girl who threw shots at you?
No, that's not Forehead Girl.
I remembered what we called her, and I was like, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
No. I mean, hey, if you're going to come at me for having a big forehead, I'm throwing it right back at you.
That's fair, yeah.
But Jillian and my friend had gone on a date with Jillian that week before.
Oh God, this reaction is from the warhead spray. Not Jillian going on a date with your friend, but also, wait, what? Jillian went on a date with your friend?
Yeah, remember when the guy not the lame alpha dude, but the one before Forehead Girl raised his flag to swap in.
Oh, yes, right.
So he had gone on a date with Jillian that Sunday. The date was a Thursday. So...
That's fun.
Yeah. So I think they're still seeing each other. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let my friend cook. Like, I don't wanna,
I'm gonna
Get in the way.
dish the ball off here.
Yeah, I don't want to get in the way, dude. Like, I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything there.
That's not how you keep a friend.
Mm-hmm.
This thread of friendship is
Yeah.
you let your friend cook after it's a dating show.
Yeah.
Go to the show, people.
It's I really can't recommend it more.
I think I just ran into your red shell.
And I want to play again. Like I want to be in it.
Why? Because you want to go on.
No, I don't.
Dates
I don't
set
want to
up
go on
by
more dates.
somebody else.
It's like a fun improv show.
I completely agree.
So it scratches my like comedy itch.
Yeah, I mean
that's something I don't have a lot of experience in. Is doing improv, is doing like crowd responding work.
Mm-hmm.
So to have it in a sense where people are gonna chirp me, it's gonna be targeted attacks.
Yeah.
So I should be ready. What better way than trial by fire?
Well, yeah, that's certainly one way, to get that muscle group to work that skill. What is the worst thing to watch, in my opinion, is when people try to do crowd work that goes nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that same thing of people trying to practice that reflex, but it literally is like, oh, hey, where are you from, man? And then they'll be like, oh, Virginia. I'm like, cool.
And that's the thing. I'm not going out
and it's
of
like
my
literally
way to talk
they're
to
just
the
like
crowd.
Yeah, they're just like cool.
I just want to be able to respond to it. I don't think ever doing crowd work me to them would be my shtick. But if it's them to me, I want to
respond.
Be able
you want to be able to. Yeah. I mean that makes sense. But in those moments you just be yourself because that's what you did with the woman who has a name. And I will not call her by the thing we've been making fun of her for, because that's something that happens.
Hey, she didn't chirp you.
She didn't exactly. She did not chirp me. So, and again, I was in the back, and I think she definitely did have a crush on you, because after.
I mean, she smooched my hand, so.
Yeah, well, after she chirped you too, and she went up there, I turned around because I was right next to her friends, and I was like, "Is this did she why did she make that comment?" And then immediately put the pink sign up, and they were like, "Oh no, she wants to meet Joe." So again, I think she was just kind of like, "I'll be funny," and then just timed it poorly because she'd been ripping. She asked a couple funny questions previously to that, so I think she was like feeling it and was like in a rhythm or whatever, and didn't read the room on the fact that you had just got people to awe.
At like a ha-ha, let's make fun of him show.
Exactly. Yeah. People were very on your side. Mm-hmm. But good, man. I'm really glad that you're becoming a human in the scene.
Yeah. I mean,
getting your face out there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes, and I want to keep doing it. It's just a fun time.
It's going to be the same thing where you're like, I'll just start this TikTok for the
I know exactly how it's going to go.
Right, but Matt, you know how like you said you started the TikTok just hoping people see the ha-has, and now you're like,
oh yeah,
30K.
I started TikTok thinking, I'll just do it whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it was, okay, I'm going to do 2 a week. All right, I'm going to do 4 a week. All right, I'm doing 6 a week.
This is the same thing. It's like I'll get up occasionally, and then you're like, oh, I got to get up every night multiple times because it's that you're just chasing a dragon of laughter. It's such a good time.
I mean, even going from like, all right, cool, I have one show at Hideout booked. All right, cool, I'm going to Piano Craft. All right, here's my next 3 months of availability for Hideout.
Yeah.
And, as I do more shows there, I have to imagine more people are going to see it, and that might lead to more.
Yeah. I mean, and also you just getting out into the scene more, it's great that, Hideout wants to consistently book you and you can get there, but like, don't just do one room too.
Oh, of course.
Because that's also an easy way to slip into comfortability. Like if you only do one room, it's like, you're not getting a lot of different looks.
Yeah.
But it truly is sick that they want to have you back and on a consistent basis because, as you saw, dope room. Mm-hmm. And as you felt, stand-up is dope when it goes well.
Oh, my God.
There's so many bananas in front of that jump. What?
Oh, wow.
You just passed it too?
Yeah. But yeah, like I had... like some friends from high school that I didn't personally invite. They just like heard it through Fenti or some of my other friends who were going. So like it was cool to see like that support
Yeah, man.
of people like, hey, yeah, no, let's see what this is about.
That's awesome that
Mm-hmm.
people said we want to go to your show and then actually came to your show.
Yeah, because there were a lot of people who said they want to go and then nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's, buddy.
But that's just life.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of that if you keep doing shows, too. You're going to get a ton of, I'll be to this one. Nope.
Oh, this thing came up. I had to take my hamster to soccer practice. I'm so sorry. It came up out of nowhere.
Oh, jeez. That's, you know what? We're on the third lap. That's definitely a good pop, and maybe I'll edit it down, but we've probably done a little over a half hour, and as we said, a midnight snack. So, and actually, technically, whatever we've done plus 10. Damn, which it hasn't happened this time. So I think going forward, I clearly just have to have the laptop on the ground.
Laptop on the ground. Make sure the software is reset.
Everything. Oh God, dude, thanks for bearing with that and being willing to recut.
Hey, I don't care. Like I said, just a play date.
Yeah, honestly, we're just gonna go back. I'm gonna hit stop record, and then we're just gonna go back to having a play date because Mom's gonna be home soon, and we have to talk about things that parents can't hear. Joe, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Follow Fenti Fried Chicken. Follow me, Danny Clay. Follow Dinner at Your Place. And also, we did 41 if you were curious.
41
minutes.
Oh, word.
Goodbye, guys.